Oh, hi. I'm a smart investor. I dare say that because I understand the cryptocurrency markets and I am up to date on every new development, fintech and blockchain ecosystem. All because I watch the Inside Blockchain show on Crypto TV Plus. Every Monday morning, Crypto TV Plus brings you news headlines of top stories, interview with an expert, and give you detailed market analysis to enable you make the right business moves. Now you too can become a smart investor if you don't miss it. The Inside Blockchain Show, only on Crypto TV Plus.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of the Inside Blockchain Show, your one-stop for everything blockchain and crypto. Today is the 30th of January 2023. I am your host, Faith Ekwari. Now, before now, it's a fact that Nigeria has been a cash-driven environment. But with the new cash policies and the redesigning of the NAIRA notes, the economy seems to be tilting towards a new era of a cashless financial state. Now, how can we achieve this is one of the biggest questions recreating through the minds of Nigerians. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria actually introduced a cashless policy in April 2012 to reduce the circulation of money, encourage a more fintech-forward environment, and to fight money laundering and terrorism financing. Now, 10 years down the line, we're beginning to see the full effects of these policies in the economy. However, there have been consistent displeasure and mixed emotions from Nigerians as to how sudden and inconvenient it has been, especially since the economy has been openly struggling with high increase in poverty, unemployment, terrorism, and so much more. Now, amidst this expiration from Nigerians and the cash withdrawal policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria has since been in effect since January 9, 2023, and the new redesigned NAIRA notes are already in circulation with the 31st of January as the deadline, that's tomorrow, for returning old notes. However, the House of Senate in its resolution has urged the CBN to extend the deadline to July 31st. Now, let's see how that goes. Now, on a large scale, all of these monetary policies are in a bid to curb inflation, counterfeiting, and corruption. So, leaning on the conversation today, we'll be discussing the impact of these monetary policies or cash policies in the economy and how blockchain technology can provide solutions to a more sustainable cashless environment. Before we go on a break, if this is your first time watching this program, make sure to follow us across all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated in this evolving world of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Do well to turn on your post notification button. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, I'll be introducing my guest and we're talking about the cashless policy and blockchain technology. Be right back.
The Africa Technology Expo, hosted by Spark Africa, which took place today, the 27th of January 2023, at the NAF Conference Center, Abuja, saw a lot of tech influencers, tech entrepreneurs, and tech enthusiasts present at the event. Notable speakers were, of course, Chukwuemeka Ezike, Tola Fadibagbe, founder of Crypto Masterclass, Chimeze Chuta, founder of Blockchain Nigeria User Group, and many more. Speaking at the final panel session at the event were as follows.
So in a case of using an instance financial transactions, I will be sure that if I post a transaction that the regulator will oversee, that the business that will be a custodian for the money and the consumer that will use it, that transaction is not tampered with.
Exactly.
I have created trust.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So that is one of the angles we need to start looking at, and that is the sanity we are all bringing on board.
There is need for us to pilot a roadmap for the crypto ecosystem in Africa. And this is where our community now is not Telegram. It's not WhatsApp group. It's not people that will shield our coins to. It is industry players.
One very important thing about crypto, blockchain, just like the internet, is that these technologies are technologies that are borderless. It is time for us to write our own history. And I keep saying that what will elevate Africa is technology and innovation, not politics, not economic policies. It is this innovations that will allow anyone to participate.
When you start operating and you require raising funds or recruiting staff, and when I mean staff, I mean talent, not just anybody, people will be attracted to things that are organized. So one of the most important things to do would be to organize early, and when you prepare yourself, you're preparing yourself to success. Lack of preparation is preparation to fail.
There are a lot of things that personally I don't think we need in blockchain. Aside some financial transactions, for instance, high profile cases like election, aside some key areas of our lives, what we have now is better. So instead of complicating issues, duplicating ideas, saying that because of my own is different, is in blockchain, it's still the same thing. Open ledger, open ledger. So we need to know the different blockchain and know the kind of business we want to use it for. So I think we need to be specific more on the use case.
Sandbox. I know you probably think, oh, today we're just gonna go to the beach to get some sand in a box and make beautiful sand castles. But no, that's not it. Hey guys, welcome into the metaverse on Crypto TV Plus. In today's video, we're gonna be taking a portal into the Sandbox metaverse. Let's do this. Built in 2018, the Sandbox is based on the Ethereum blockchain and is a decentralized NFT gaming metaverse.
Don't get stuck in the past. Get all the latest news and happenings on blockchain and cryptocurrency only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello, my name is Chiki and I'm the boy of the bullet.
Keep watching Crypto TV Plus.
Don't touch that dial. Peace.
Welcome back, everyone tuning in from around the world. This is Inside Blockchain. Today we'll be answering some of the questions resonating around the cashless policy, its impact on the economy, and how we can leverage blockchain technology to build a more sustainable cashless environment. Joining us virtually today to lean in on the conversation is the founder of Convexity and a blockchain expert, Adediji Owonibi. Happy New Year, sir. It's good to have you on the show.
Happy New Year. Good to see you again.
Amazing. Before we get into the conversation, what has Convexity been up to? Let's find out what Convexity has been up to before we get into this entire conversation.
Yes, thank you very much. Like you know, Convexity, we are everything blockchain, everyday building, adding to our team and in the new year. So we're not too far away. We're still doing what we do very well, building solutions to solve local African problems, right? We've gone deeper with the humanitarian aid transfer solution that seeks to engender transparent aid distribution from NGO, government to vulnerable individual communities. We're prone to tweak it to make it more transparent for donors to actually track down such donations to the last mile, and that we're getting a very beautiful nod across the world. And I think in a couple of weeks, we should be hearing some beautiful announcements that will take us very global, and we are happy we'll be happy to announce that. It's still in the wrap, but in the next 1 week or two, that will be in the public. So for us, we're excited for the progress we're making. We're adding to our teams and capabilities to be able, our teams of blockchain engineers, to be able to build across different blockchain protocols with different languages. And so we're also, we are familiar with our solution that is that we're building as at last year to speak to taxation as it relates to cryptocurrency. And we build that, and we have synergy. We train people within the Institute of Chartered Accountants in Lagos. We've also have interactions and deeper discussion with practitioners within ANAN, the accounting body. And so we will, because they will be the stakeholders that will use this, and also be able to advise their clients if they interact with digital asset, for them to see how the taxes can be collected, via different wallets, via different exchanges. And also we're making the platform very robust for people to be able to actually do crypto invoicing, crypto payments, financial reporting, not minding where you're doing it, but we've integrated it with the legacy financial tools like Sage, Peachtree, and the likes. You can import your digital asset transaction and with all the ledgers and your charts of account, it will just report it exactly. So we're using this time to teach accountants that is the new money in town, and the way to account for it is changing now and giving them the tools to do that. And finally, of course, how to compute those relevant taxes from the practitioner's point of view to the individuals that need to report their earnings and all that, using our solution to make it seamless. So you don't need to know deeper around digital asset, but if you interact with it, that platform will enable you to do that, and we're rounding that up also this year. So a whole lot. Our startups, we're giving them more knowledge about how they can raise capital, how they can also hit strategies to go to market. And we're still incubating and putting our money behind some of them that we believe will do well within the digital asset space. And that's not also to negate the fact that we're also, supporting regulation around this ecosystem. So we're engaged with the central bank, we're engaged with few regulators, we're engaged with the EFCC. We've trained a couple of officers on how to understand this digital asset. We're just making the whole landscape ready because, of course, it is not if it will kick up, it's as at when everybody will key into this, and we'll make sure that Convexity is ready to assist businesses and individuals to align more seamlessly. So that's what we've been up to. We've been doing those stuffs and also looking at what we can do around different organizations, and to make sure we continue the advocacy, continue also teaching people about this digital asset, how to use it for social good. And that is what Convexity has concentrated on. We've also empowered our consultancy arm to be able to help people build solutions, with different blockchain of nodes, especially the enterprise solutions, So people that want to build on Coda, people that want to build on Hyperledger, people that want to build on different protocols, speak with us. We can help those integrations seamlessly with our set of blockchain engineers in-house. So that's what we've been up to. We're getting a lot of people getting to know us, that we can actually get that consulting via Convexity team of engineers to help them build. And we also help people conceptualize and also draw their blockchain architecture in case they have things that has to do with trust, that has to do with security, and they believe moving to blockchain will be the saver. So we help all those people do those things. So we're rejigging that. And very soon you should also watch out for our, quarterly reports around what is happening within crypto space. So we've engineered also some research department which we just launched this year that will be dishing out all those, data and happenings and trajectories and where, Nigerians are playing more and why. We should be able to get that. And I believe periodically you should be getting our research analysts to come and analyze our reports as they come out. So that's what we've been up to. And we've been very positive for the year, and we just hope it's going to be very fine for everyone.
Amazing. It feels like Convexity has been up to a lot, and I hope that we can, Convexity can be able to channel this energy or this knowledge or this certain level of research into the INEC trajectory to help them, especially when it comes to the election and everything. Now, in getting into the conversation, in comparison to what the CBN and the federal government is trying to build in Nigeria, that's the cashless environment. How is the financial state and the monetary environment in developed countries, for example, United States, UK, China? Do they run on cashless policies? How does it work there? For us to understand what they're trying to build in Nigeria, let's understand how it works in other developed countries. So get us into what is happening in other places, in other developed countries, as in comparison to in Nigeria.
So, most part of the world are moving cashless, and that is an obvious, understanding that most countries in the world are going digital. The cost of printing and even the security features within the printed currencies, is just make a whole lot of sense to move digital, and most countries are. Of course, the journey when China led with their CBDC project, most countries are looking into it. Most countries are rolling out, of course, with our own dear Nigeria taking the lead in Africa. So those have been the trajectory. As you understand, I contribute to a platform for Digital Euro. I'm a fellow at the Digital Euro Association. So we're looking at the possibilities of rolling out digital, currency for the European zone. and what are the lessons to learn. And those are, conglomerate of experts, and I was privileged to be invited to join. And every day we have discussions about possibilities, what is happening. And I think just 2 days ago, someone said, yes, there's a cashless policy across Europe, but some countries, especially some areas in Germany, they still respect cash. They still want to do cash transactions because they don't believe that their privacy is preserved when they use digital currency. So those are all issues you will be getting across, but by and large, that does not negate the fact that that is the most advantageous thing to do at this point. So most countries are moving, and I think Nigeria is taking the right step also to move and make things digital. Albeit, I think there are some infrastructure gaps that I think we have not, catch up with those developed countries, like you mentioned. But of course, they say it's better late than never. We're starting, and so it's better we start the journey, we learn across, just like we roll out the CBDC. We have better lessons to learn than other countries that are waiting to see what will happen. So yes, if you ask me generally, not too distant away from other countries. Yes, there are countries that, yes, you can still do with your cash. And maybe because when most people argue, they say, you can withdraw as much as 5,000, 10,000 pounds, in UK. Why are you saying we can only withdraw 500,000 when you check the equivalence? They begin to do that. But of course, the purchasing power parity is not the same. That is their own money. But I think what the central bank here have benchmarked is within a reasonable state. Most people can, if you can still catch 500,000, you are the highest echelon. Most people don't have that to cash. So I think, yes, let's see what happens. We're just keeping our fingers crossed to see what happens and how it will roll. And they can begin to continuously monitor and tweak it to make it work for everyone. So it's a positive one in general.
Just on a lighter note, I know when you were responding to the question, you said a lot of people do not have up to the 500,000 to even withdraw, and which is true.
Yeah.
A lot of Nigerians right now do not have up to the 500,000, but the inconvenience that comes with it, they have continually shown mixed reactions and high level of displeasure towards the policies. And also the newly designed NAIRA notes have been causing a lot of concerns from both the citizens and also the House of Senate. They have consistently talked about, moving the, extending the deadline forward to July 31st. Now, what is the CBN trying to achieve with this, and how do you think the timing is right, especially in implementing some of these cash policies? Like I said in the intro, this cash policy has been here since 2012, so it's not a new thing. But why are they bringing it into the limelight this year, especially when we have very sensitive events that are coming up, from election to, to the economy not being in the right state or in the best state? Why do you think this is happening, and why do you think the CBN is doing this right now?
So if I'm to go with CBN's own explanation, and they said that will curb inflation in their word, and that will also tame terror financing, and a whole lot of illicit activities with that cash can aid. So, but again, this is there's a whole lot of coincidence. It's happening now. Why many people are asking why the time of election? Is it that you're moving it out to actually incapacitate most of the politicians that have bent their head that, we're going to actually pay for votes during this election, and they will not be able to do that if that is called back. And I think maybe that's why they're getting a whole lot of pushback from the political group. So there's a whole lot of mix. I think most of the policies come out. I think the timing, maybe something is wrong with the timing, or maybe there's an internal agenda that we're not told. But on the face of it, if we have to go with the argument in the public space, and as central bank alluded themselves, is a good thing. But maybe the timing is wrong, and also the very short notice to tell everyone has to rush to the bank to do that. And I think that everybody should be given that leeway. And I think I agree with those people that are calling for an expansion. I haven't gotten it. As at yesterday, I went to a bank here. I wouldn't want to mention their name. And as a matter of fact, they are not paying any cash. They said, central bank has gone hard that we shouldn't give out this note, and we don't have the new note to give, so you don't have money practically to withdraw from the bank. And I believe that's not the collapse the central bank is looking to actually push within the economy. So that is a big issue around their planning, around their management, around everything. They have not gotten it right. It's not working the way they want. Yes, the intention is right, but I think the policy itself and the planning on what is currently happening across different places is not working. You know, I normally, and just last week, I said, okay, I support this idea, let's go cashless. And I drove into a filling station, and none of the POS, my car was already giving me red because there was no fuel. I couldn't get anyone. I don't want to buy those at the roadside. So I was ready to actually queue. So imagine I queued for a long time. When I got there, they say, oh, we need cash. And I don't have cash, really. I don't have cash. I have my ATM cards. I have all those other channels. And they say, oh, sorry, our POS is not working. I had to drive out after wasting hours. I had to drive out of that filling station sad. And I said, we need cash. And I was talking to myself, I said, cash is king. So but we couldn't get it. ATMs are still dispensing the old one. I wouldn't want to withdraw the old one, so I don't keep those stock and it becomes tissue paper in my hand, like the central bank said by 31st. So, and I called my bank and I said, look, I need this. They say, oh, sorry, we can't give it to you across the counter. The bank said, so it's just inconveniencing. And I think that is not what they envisage, but that is what we're facing as citizens. So it doesn't make sense. It does not make any sense, no matter the good intention of that policy. If we as natural, ordinary citizens have to go through this, it's not an acceptable policy. The central bank have to reconsider the time, in my view, and to make sure that, yes, this laudable, beautiful idea to tame terrorism, to tame inflation, we have to do it, but stagger it to make sure everybody goes. Again, Nigeria are used to rush, and I think we all waited, and now we're catching up, everyone is shouting. But I believe, based on my personal experience and the experience of a whole lot of people I watch over the news, the central bank have to take a second look at this policy, in my view. But generally, whether it's good to go digital, yes. Whether it's good, for them to change the NAIRA, maybe with the reason they gave, I completely have my doubts. But again, we just agree that that is what they say is going to happen. But the timing is completely not okay, in my view. Maybe it's going to cause a whole lot of confusion in the polity. And I think they should look at it.
Amazing. There's a thin line between the CBN's agenda to move the environment into a cashless state and also the public point of view as to when this is happening and why it is happening. And we're trying to get into the meat of the matter and understand what this cashless policy is all about and how we can thrive on it to grow a better economy for Nigeria, for Africa, and also the world, and how blockchain technology comes into play here. And that we'll be getting into right after this break. Don't go anywhere, stay with us, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, welcome into the metaverse on Crypto TV Plus. In today's video, we're going to be taking a portal into the Axie Infinity metaverse. So what's in the Axie Infinity metaverse? Axie Infinity is a turn-based play-and-earn card game that involves non-fungible tokens and virtual currencies. It's most generally portrayed as a Pokemon-style game in which you engage with virtual pets named Axies rather than Pokemon. NFTs are Axies and in-game objects, whereas cryptocurrency tokens...
Don't get stuck in the past. Get all the latest news and happenings on blockchain and cryptocurrency only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello, my name is Chiki and I'm the Bull of the Bullet.
Keep watching Crypto TV Plus.
Don't touch that dial. Peace.
Welcome back. This is Inside Blockchain. We're still talking about the cashless policy and also the redesigning of the Naira notes and how blockchain technology comes into play here. If this is your first time watching us, make sure to follow us across all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated in the ever-evolving world of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Do well to turn on your post notification button. Joining us virtually is Adedeji Owonibi, who has been talking and giving us insights into why this is happening and also what is happening in other states and other developed countries and why he thinks that this is the best time to go digitalize, especially in Nigeria. Now, Mr. Deji, moving from the impact of these policies on individuals, What is the impact in the fintech space and in the blockchain industry? As you know, fintech and the blockchain are forefronters when it comes to revolutionizing the financial culture and dispensation, especially in Africa. So what do you think is the impact? What is the impact of these policies, especially in the fintech and the blockchain space?
So for the fintech and blockchain space, I would say this is the time to innovate, right? Because that is the whole idea of what we push, that look, it is time that now we are living in an era where the money itself has gone to the internet. Before now, money is not on the internet. Every other thing has moved. Any question you ask anyone, they'll tell you just simply Google it, because we understand that information can be gotten online. And so every information is on the internet. But aside, so everything move, commerce move into internet, our workspaces move into internet, and only money remain a cake the way it used to be. And so we're glad that now, with the coming of the blockchain and the bitcoins of this world have shown the possibilities of actually having money on the internet. And the simple reason why with all development money refuse to jump onto the internet is that anything digital, you still have a copy of it. So if I have a photo, in my phone and I send it to you, I still maintain a copy of that phone. And so money cannot work like that, because since digital, you can send a copy and still remain. So with that, money is going to be double spent if that happens. But as soon as the Bitcoin blockchain came, into existence in 2009, it solved the double spend problem. So money can now join the internet. When you transfer it, it moves on its own, and you can now exchange it for value. And that brought a whole lot of innovation. And as I speak to you today, that we have, thousands of these cryptocurrency powering payments across the world. And so when central banks just knew that, look, it's time for us, the status quo and how we run money and we print them is not going to be the money for the future. And the money for the future is simply money that runs on the blockchain. And so every country begins to look into central bank digital currency, which we call the CBDC, and the Nigerian version of the NAIRA was powered. And so, of course, Nigerian central bank run theirs on Hyperledger. And so Hyperledger powers the Nigerian NAIRA. And so it is on the blockchain, albeit a private blockchain that is controlled solely by the central bank and not public like the Bitcoin and the Ethereum that we used to have. But again, for us, it's beautiful. For us, this cashless thing is something that the digital native are used to. We're used to it. We do all our stuffs, online. We make our payments online. Money have moved. Money have changed. We just, it's a click of button from my wallet to your wallet. You're in US, I send you money at a click, like as if I'm sending text message. So this is a new world we're living in, and the digital native, the young people are all excited about this. So for me, anyone within the tech space, the fintech space, the blockchain space, this is the time to innovate. And of course, we are not just leading the road. We believe the moment the central bank rolled out the CBDC, we came in our lab, at the Convexity lab, and we say, what do we do with this? And that is what I believe every company should be doing. Oh, we have now NAIRA. What do we do with it? How do we serve these thousands of people where we operate in our blockchain and cryptocurrency ecosystem in Nigeria? What do they do? How do they utilize it? And we just said, oh, this has to be wrapped. Of course, you are familiar with our NAIRA paired wrapped token we call CNG and Convexity NGN, which is Convexity NAIRA. And we're looking to build that across public protocols, riding from Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polygon, mention them. So it's seamlessly the crypto natives that are using cryptocurrency, trading and buying it, can simply be able to interact with the NAIRA and still be able to trade what they are trading. And that's what we'll be building. We built that already. And so we have that. We're just waiting for some clarity on how to actually get it on. And very soon, in a couple of months, if not weeks, Nigeria should be able to work with that, exchange the NAIRA, give it some use cases, bring it up, tweak it, make some other things. And, again, the solution we talked about earlier when we started the Convexity Humanitarian Aid Transfer Solution. So NGOs, donors will bring their own donation on that platform, and it's unwrapped to a beneficiary in Zamfara, a beneficiary in Borno, a beneficiary in Makoko in Lagos, for example. And that is trackable. So we're looking to see how we can integrate that with the NAIRA API to be able to seamlessly transact those tokens and convert to the NAIRA, and the last mile spends the NAIRA wallet. So if you don't have, we're looking for a way to make sure that we trigger the creation of that NAIRA wallet for you to be able to unwrap that aid to you. So for us, it's going to be a massive digital expansion, a massive expansion to digital payment gateways. and a massive, use cases that will be built on top of this digital thing. So for me, I see a whole lot of opportunity for fintech, a whole lot of opportunity for people building solutions within the blockchain space. So for us, I can just say it's completely and simply just positive for us. And we're excited about that.
It feels great to see that you're really excited about what the impact is going to be in the fintech space. Now, let me be the mouthpiece of Nigerians. Let me ask this very valid question that every Nigerian have in their minds right now. If it gets to the 31st of January and the currencies, the old Naira notes, are still in the hands of, let's say, some 70% or 60% of Nigerians, what will happen to that money? If this money has not gotten directly to the bank and back to the cash system, and the redesigned notes are back into the public hands, what will happen to the old Naira notes? What will happen to them?
So if you want to take the central bank stance, is that they are going to be worthless as tissue paper at the end of 31st, right? So, but again, if policies are made, they are meant for citizens. And like I said, yesterday I was listening over the news, and a senator said, look, 90% of my constituency have not seen the new note. So it doesn't make any sense for central bank to proceed with that deadline, because eventually you're going to impoverish these poor people the more. And that is not the idea. If you have over 130 million people, that are dimensionally poor, the way and the last statistics have come out. So multidimensional poverty is going to increase, because these people you simply have just chosen by the timing, by the policy deadline, by everything, deny these people to actually get the new note, and it's not even available. And I told you practically, myself, it happens yesterday. I wanted the new note. The ATMs are simply not dispensing because they have been cautioned not to put the old notes. So you enter the bank, they say, sorry, we can't pay you. So with your money, that is disaster. And that is not what the central bank, I think, they are looking to create within the polity. So it's going to affect the economy. I think it's simply not going to be possible, in my view. And I think you should quote me that the central bank have to shift this date, no matter what. It's not looking like it's feasible.
So if we want to if we want to pin it down to blockchain technology, because blockchain technology seems to have answers to most of the questions we have right now, especially in promoting a more transparent and decentralized economic state. How do you think the CBN and the fintech space can leverage blockchain technology to build a more advanced cashless environment and a sustainable economy? Because we're done talking about theory in 2022. Let's move into how we can make this practical. And I know Convexity is working in that line. But how can the entire blockchain space help in making sure that we can rely on blockchain technology to help us with a cashless environment and help us build a more sustainable and a quality standard economy for Nigerians and also Africans at large?
So, digital payment is one fantastic idea that the blockchain itself have engendered and also have enabled. And like I told you earlier, the central banks across the world are taking advantage of that, So to make payment cheaper, to make it faster, to make it more secure, of course, the answer to that is simply blockchain. And they have embraced it. So, but they have embraced it, we have some infrastructural challenges, of course. This doesn't just work on its own. Most of the time, you need the internet penetration in any place that want to use this digital payment, gateways. So in that sense, yes, maybe the urban areas will be fine. We can get power. We can power those payment solutions. The idea to actually be able to do that without network, I think the central bank and other. I think we're reading one from China, and they say it's possible for actually to make payments without internet connectivity and all those issues. And we're looking into that within the Digital Euro Association. We're reading those materials to see how that is possible. And I think it's something the central bank also said they want to implement in rural areas to engender that, adoption generally. But I think it's not something we can say, from this year that everything is in order. I think it's a baby step we're taking. And that is why for a very long time, and I think in Europe and everywhere, it's going to be a combination of cash and digital money. Cash and digital payment ecosystem, cash and CBDC will coexist, very well. And I think that is what Nigeria should encourage. And the whole idea of money laundering and some other one, we have laws to check that. And if you violate that, of course, the people should answer for that. So I think that is what is going to happen. Many people will continue to innovate, to bring, seamless payments to different people and make it simpler for people to actually do transactions. So I envisage a feature where people can just send text messages, and NAIRA has been enabled in that way, and with send text message, you are sending money, you conclude a transaction by chats, and that is enabled. That is very possible, powered by blockchain. And I think those are the innovations that we'll begin to see with different innovators coming with solutions. And the central bank has to be very open, as at this moment, we're not able to co-create properly because the APIs is not exposed to us to really play with it and see what is possible. And I think so there's a whole lot of things that are not making a whole lot of sense to innovators. So we're still doing what we're doing. All I say we're doing with the wrapped CBDC that want to serve the digital, natives, the crypto natives in Nigeria. We've built it, but we have some gateway that is still not open. They say they want to give it to banks, want to give it to payment service bank. That's not going to engender innovation at all. So that is an aspect that I think they have to open such API. Let people play with it. Let people create, different solutions, albeit under the supervision of their sandboxes. And maybe with that, a whole lot of things can change. But again, the infrastructural challenge, power, and some other things are great challenge that I think we are not going to surmount in the foreseeable future from our experience here.
Amazing. It's such a swell time having you here, talking about this, this conversation, because I know a lot of Nigerians are really, displeasured, especially when it comes to the redesigning of the new Naira note and also the cashless policy that is in place right now. And we're going to be going on in a quick break. When we come back, we'll be wrapping up today's episode and taking our final words from Mr. Adedeji, who joined us virtually on today's episode. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Hello and welcome to Exploring NFT Project. Today, let's check out Friendship Bracelets. Friendship Bracelets by Alexis Andrew was first minted on October 26, 2022. Now, with its current sales price at 0.29 Ether, the Friendship Bracelet was conceptualized by Eric, who is the founder of Artblocks, and aesthetically designed by Alexis. This project pairs creative coding with a beautiful spectrum of embroidery floss colors. The project is a token of our appreciation.
Don't get stuck in the past. Get all the latest news and happenings on blockchain and cryptocurrency only on Crypto TV Plus.
Hello, my name is Chiki and I'm the Bull of the Bullet.
Keep watching Crypto TV Plus.
Don't touch that dial. Peace.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. If this is your first time watching this program, make sure to follow us across all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated in this world of blockchain. Do well to turn on your post notification button. I still have Mr. Adedeji Owonibe, who joined us to talk about the cashless policy. And Mr. Adedeji, we have discussed what CBN can do, what blockchain technology can do. What can Nigerians do to contribute to the growth and development of a more decentralized and dependent economy? What can Nigerians do?
So Nigerians can get educated, get active, learn about this new money, get financially literate, that is the only contribution we can do. And accept it. And accept that we're living in a world where everything is digital, and let us see as much as possible if we can move digitally. Let's move digitally if it's enabled. If you have telecommunication infrastructure in your community, you have electricity in your community, which is dicey. But again, that at least most Nigerians are using mobile phones. So let's learn about this new money. Let's download the NAIRA wallet. Let's just follow. It's our own country. Let's be patriotic. Let's support them. And let the central bank also have a positive stance and not show the posture that they are fighting Nigerians with their policies most of the time. So the policy should be citizen-friendly, and citizens should be carried along. For example, it's simple analogy, for example, to know that we just choose, maybe because we're coming from a military kind of regime, that moved us here, we seem to do things, regulators see themselves as super fiat, authoritarian people, and they just dish out policy without, bringing the citizens in picture. So take, for example, I'm not European, but they extended an invitation to me and say, we're thinking of rolling out what we call digital, euro. And we think we need technical experts around the world to contribute to making it seamless and workable. And they want to just hear everybody's perspective. We didn't know. I'm a Nigerian. We didn't know. The central bank just rolled out the CBDC on their own. You know, NAIRA, we just heard NAIRA and all those issues. And we don't know who the stakeholders are that discussed it. We don't know if there's an input on how it will work like. We don't know if there's any roadmap to how to make the crypto people that are using crypto massively, because I contribute to Chain Analysis Global Cryptocurrency Adoption Report, and I contribute the African perspective most years. And we see how deep Nigerians are going to this cryptocurrency. What is central bank's first plan to bring these first people? Because actually this is the first target to make sure they migrate them to use the CBDC, and they are not using it now. And that's the reason why we gave back to our CNGN to be able to wrap the NAIRA to make them use it. The central bank is not talking in this direction. We are not liaising in this way. So I think the central bank should stop, putting the posture that is us against the citizen and you can't do anything. If you like, come and see if you can fight me. It doesn't really make any sense. It should be citizen-centric. They should make sure that they carry the citizen along, and they will support them in most of the things they are doing, because, of course, we all believe that is going to, they mean to be positive around the whole thing. They mean our economy to grow, or they want to bring down inflation. So we understand all that, but citizens should be carried along. And I think the least we should give them, if we are carried along, is to support the initiative to bring our country out of the woods.
Amazing. To wrap up today's episode, what do you see as the future for Nigeria with the election in the corner, these new policies and their implementation, and also we still have the adoption of blockchain and crypto is still ongoing, getting people educated, getting people to understand what blockchain technology is all about and what it offers, and still building innovations. What do you think is the future for Nigeria when it comes to digitization, when it comes to cashless policy, when it comes to blockchain technology and cryptocurrency? What is the future?
So I see a bright future with the young people not laying back, and with the young people pushing in, like what we're doing in Convexity, for example. No support, nobody to ask us what we're doing, but we just believe digital is the future, and we're doing what we're doing, right? Yesterday we were analyzing the taxes we paid, and we're like, nobody asks us, how do we support you? Well, we're contributing to the economy. We hired a lot of people, and that for us is positive. We love it, we like it. It is our country. We're contributing our own quota. So we see we're being positive, and I believe a lot of young people. There's a research I conducted about the factors that determine the establishment of fintechs and digital businesses around the world. And we juxtapose in Silicon Valley, London, Switzerland, Europe, most of the places. And what we found in Nigeria is the unavailability of support, funding, and all those things are even the things that propel us to create. And that is amazing for us. That is an insight for us. And we're just pushing beyond and above every odd. And so for the foreseeable future after this election, and I think the whole movement will be based on who becomes Nigerian president. So, and I want to see that president moving us away from just having documents written in paper. And I think sometime 2020, I was involved. I had this invitation from the Ministry of Digital Economy. I think the senior advisor, technical, reached out to me. I was in France at that time. And they say, we need to craft what we call the national blockchain strategy, and we want the expertise in it. And we crafted a beautiful, blockchain strategy that encompasses ministries, law enforcement. Mention it, beautiful document. It's lying low, it's lying and gathering dust since 2020. And I think whoever is coming should get serious in implementing this thing to take us to that digital world. Dubai is opening up its own country by those regulations, by the strategies, by following it, by implementing it, by educating people, by making it friendly, by bringing the community together. And a lot of people are closing shops here and moving to Dubai. And I think we should create that ecosystem. And I think Nigeria stands a very beautiful, position to create those things, because of the young people we have, because of their energy. And I think whoever is going to be the president should open that gateway of that discussion to be able to create a seamless environment to enable us to create. And I think the potential is inherent in young people, and we take to Nigeria to its destiny together.
Thank you so much for joining in, Mr. Adedeji. We had a swell time with you, especially talking about the entire monetary policy and blockchain technology. It's always a pleasure having you join us on the Inside Blockchain Show. I can't wait for what Convexity is up to, and I hope that you give us the first information when you are ready to give us the news and the announcement.
We will.
Yes, amazing. Thank you so much. And that will be all on today's program. You can get more market updates and all the happenings captured within the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency on our website, cryptotvplus.com. Follow us on our social media channels at CryptoTV Plus to get daily info on our programs. Thank you for staying with us. I am Faith Ekwari. I had Mr. Adedeji Owonibe, who talked about the cashless policy and the impact on the blockchain space and also in the fintech space. I'll see you next week. Thank you.